Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to my redstone testing world. Today we are going to build a mini game. Has any of you ever played Duck Hunt? Well, it's in the billboards for one of the top most selling games ever. So we're going to try and recreate that in Minecraft. Whoops. First and most obvious thing we're going to need is a chicken breeder, considering we don't have ducks. So we're just going to use this little auto dropper system here. If I drop some items in here, you'll see them firing out. We're just going to change that dropper for a dispenser, and that should fire eggs out, and we can move the chickens around using some of this technology. So what we have here is pretty much the same thing, with some chickens laying their eggs on top of a hopper, and they'll get shot out, and hopefully some of them will hatch like that. I must warn you, most of this is going to be trial and error, so wait till the end of the video if you're actually going to build this yourself. Right, I need to separate the adults from the baby chickens because the adults don't drop anything when you kill them, so adding up a score would be impossible. I've got this little thing going now. The baby doesn't seem to want to get up on that half slab. Now I need to test and see if an adult actually can. Let's just do this. Oh, that looks good. Although I'm not sure if that's 100% reliable, because I don't know if that is that exact spot that they will end up when they grow up. I've extended this a little ways, but I have got a terrible feeling that this system just isn't going to work. I think babies are going to get through, adults are going to get stuck, all sorts of problems. I am such an idiot. Right, so I've just used the chicken cooker method and replaced lava with water. So the babies, they're not actually touching the water, even though they look like they are. But when they grow up, they just get sucked straight into that stream. It was so obvious and right in my face, and I just couldn't think about it. There we go, 20-minute AFK, loads of adults in there, a couple of babies got through, but I'm not too concerned about that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I need. Now I need to, whoa. Oh. Let's sort this out before we go any further. Oh man, that is so satisfying. That is awesome. Need to get in here now. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of cleaning up to do before we can get on to the next step, or my redstone testing world might crash. I did say this was going to be trial and error, so we've got a bit of a passageway to move the adult chickens along, and it is nowhere near high enough for the things I need to do and the redstone I need to put in, so I've got to rip all that back out. Hopefully this is high enough. I'm in a flat world, so I don't really want to be digging out much. There's only so far I can go, but yeah, now's the time to actually get a bit of redstone up here. We have a platform of trapdoors with adult chickens, and we can simulate what will happen when we put a signal through any one of these repeaters with a temporary button, and the chicken moves as soon as I press it. Dude knew he was on camera. Alright, let's try this one. Come on, you in the right spot, fire that off. Chicken drops. Sweet. I've come to the decision that if this game's really popular and all of my friends play on it immediately, all those chickens are just going to get killed too fast. So I've added this water stream in the back here, which I'm hoping will go up and restock the game with the chickens that get missed. Just like this, Fingers crossed. I haven't actually tested it yet, but you come along, you play your game, you shoot a couple of chickens, and you miss a bunch. So, yeah, of course, I'm recording. You're going to get stuck. Anyway, I've missed a bunch of chickens. Ugh. And whoosh, sweet. So those chickens that I've missed will eventually push themselves up and drop back into the game to be reused. Result. I couldn't resist. I want to try this. I've put a button, linked it up to all of those trapdoors, and wow. That is a cool start to a minigame, but it is a complete mess at the moment. Check this out, we're upping our game a bit now. We've got lights and note blocks running into our button, and while it's dark, I thought I'd show you what will happen when you start this game, which I think is pretty cool. So come along, start a game, a little bit of a delay so we can see. Lights on, lights off. Now I need to rig that up to time with those trapdoors out the back here. I've moved the button slightly to get a better view. Let's try this. Something's wrong. Ah, okay, right. That was silly. Here we go. On they come, off they go. Chickens drop. That is pretty epic. Loads of redstone involved now, and what we'll do is just a quick run around. So from the button push, up here, round here, lighting up all the redstone lamps and triggering the note blocks, around here. Then it's going to fire the trapdoors dropping the chickens. At the same time, it's going to come down here. This bunch of repeaters determines how long the game is going to be before it fires these dispensers, which will trigger the water, and then around here will determine how long that water's out for before it gets retracted. Yeah. And that water should push any leftover chickens back up into the system on top of the chickens that we've got coming in from our breeder over here. Let's test it. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna have to work on timing, so down they come. Now we can basically play the game with shooting chickens. We've got, that's nowhere near quick enough. And we've created an infinite loop. Trial and error. Yeah, the problem was just in this little bit of circuitry here, which I've redone now. That infinite loop should stop, and if I can get that working, then I can work out timings. Right, yeah, okay, so it works, just timings to go. Now I've got much more delay in the game time itself, and even more delay in how long that water stream will be out. So now you've got a good few seconds to shoot as many chickens as you can. I think that's long enough to get, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 shots out. Then this water stream should be out long enough to clear the field, ready for the next go or next player or whatever. And yeah, everything's working sound. Now we've got to work on collection. Right, the best way to go down here, in my opinion, is gonna be a rail picking up all the drops from the dead chicken. So I'm gonna carve this out and get to work. Pop this on here, and that will constantly go around over those hoppers, dropping off anything it might want to pick up. I'm going to use moss blocks because they don't get all modified when water goes over them. Give this little test, drop some buttons on there. Any minute now. There it goes, and it should be in this hopper. Perfect. Right, next step. We've got a little platform with the chest, so any items the cart will pick up will come up this auto dropper into this chest, so your score is going to be right there, right next to you when you finish your game. Let's just dump some crap in there. It should get picked up. Yep, there we go, and it should get fired up into the points chest. What? I put empty buckets in there. Why did a bucket of water come up? What? Oh, that's a dispenser, not a dropper. Trial and error. Nah, this wouldn't be much of a redstone episode unless we went crazy with the redstone. So the new button's next to me. Our score is empty at the moment, but what if the last player forgot to empty the chest? We don't want the two scores getting added up, do we? So I start my go, depower that hopper there, and the score chest is empty while I'm having my go. Which brings me on to my next problem. All the guys sitting up here and all of those eggs that they're laying, they are going to drop down there and build up in that score chest over time. And trying to empty that in one button push and then put the redstone block back in so the next score actually counts is going to be really difficult. So I need to get rid of those eggs somehow. Got it. That dispenser I put in accidentally instead of a dropper, turns out was perfect. Turn that back into a dispenser, it fires items and eggs, and if you hatch a chicken, it'll fall in the lava. If it sends off an item, it'll get picked up by the hopper. That is how we're going to clear out the eggs and keep the feathers and the raw chicken. Perfect. Just give this a little test. So all those eggs that do drop down there should pretty much do the same as what this is about to do. And that should start firing off all those eggs, and hopefully one will hatch for demonstration. Hey, there we go. And he's stuck. I can fix that, but you get the point now. Well, the only thing left to do now really is to make this look a little bit more like Duck Hunt, I suppose. Decorate it, make sure we don't get any escaped chickens. All the redstone's in, all the timing's in, everything works, so we've just got to pretty it up. It has been so long since I've actually played this game, but I'm sure it was like very pixely with a sky background and maybe some trees. There's a start. I'm clearly no artist. I'm sure I can make this a little better. This is quite cool, bringing in a bit of three-dimensionalness to the game. All I got to make sure is nothing goes underneath those trapdoors, so those chickens or ducks, whatever you want to call them, have a clear path to the ground. We've got a start button to the right and the score in the chest below, and we've got Ori around here somewhere. Give her a shout out for coming up with this idea. Even her phenomenal redstone skills were put to the test by this, so I had to try my best to help out. Let's give this thing a go, shall we? Right, score's empty, game starts. Start on the lights off. Them pesky eggs, they're gonna go. Right, how many feathers and chicken can we get? We're doing quite well. There is 2 of us playing though. And the water's out. Game over. Cool. Scores seems to be flowing in. Chickens are going to their death, the ones that we don't need anyway. Feathers and chicken, I don't know, work it out how many points each are worth. I'm sure we got more than that. I expect they'll be on their way up in a minute. There you go, guys. That is how you make duck hunt in Minecraft. Me and Ori are going to go build this in the gaming district on Seacraft. And I'm dead proud of this. Whole game, start to finish, press of one button. I think it's pretty cool. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will catch you in the next episode of probably Seacraft. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, guys, before I forget, if you chuck a little chest down here underneath the score, stick a couple of hoppers in there, you have just made the coolest chicken farm in Minecraft, as well as the minigame. See ya!